restart that, or else Gibby's gonna delete your fucking knees.
Gibby didn't like that. Delete that, or Gibby's gonna delete your existence.
Delete what?
Gibby's gonna delete your kneecaps. You don't know.
Gibby could delete your kneecaps.
No, I know about Gibby. You were cutting out a little bit when you said it, so I was like,
could delete your entire existence.
By the way, we're live.
Okay, we're live.
I mean, how is this any different from a tangent we normally get on?
It's not.
Hi, I'm eating a traveler sweet roll. Don't mind me.
Somebody stole your sweet roll.
Different kind of sweet roll.
Give me your sweet roll, that old lady.
Old lady Palmer.
Palmer.
Yeah,
old lady Palmer.
You spit it in, and he's like, he doesn't want it anymore. Yeah. Alrighty then, folks and gents. It's been a while since we've been to Prosperity. Does anybody remember what happened?
Yes.
Chaos party. Everything's.
We were about to fucking blow up, I think.
No, it did blow up.
It did blow up.
Oh,
guess who's in the
explosion? That's right. And also, Torval ripped his shirt off.
You guys were invited to the town of New Langford to meet a Gilbert Frolic, a gentleman who you saved from.
But, go away. Can you?
I'm sorry.
I just want the punching you away.
My dog refuses to leave that room through the other door, and so he's got to cut through the dining room.
Yep, we were.
I don't know why.
We were allowing the dog reference.
I'll do it sometimes.
You guys were invited to a party in New Langford by Gilbert Frolic, the guy you saved from the town of trouble. And you went to that party. You got gussied up beforehand by the talented Von Klaus. And it was a party. You could even say it's a night to remember.
Torval hated it.
Yeah, I think
everyone hated it at the end.
You didn't.
There was a fucking
assassin. Hated it.
Yeah,
Leslie found some dead bodies. Then everyone started attacking everyone else.
Not to be like dire here, but some of the staff, all of the staff, was replaced with assassins. And then they tried to kill everybody.
Didn't Matt also have to fight Tritz?
Yes, Matt did fight.
Yeah, briefly.
Who had to fight.
We got her back to her senses, though.
For a little bit up on the second level. So
I thought she killed a bunch of people too.
Yes, you did.
And then it clicked.
Yeah, no, she just found the bodies.
Yep,
thankfully.
So going from that point, we will be starting with one Surak who was down in the kitchen basement.
I chased a crook.
And
then the house exploded.
So the house has exploded.
What do you do?
Ethan, I would like you to see what we're going to have you.
Unless someone dragged me off, I was still in
Everybody else got
the
out.
immediate area.
Got out except
Tyler got out. Tyler got the princesses out. Harrow got out. Everybody but me and the crook got out.
Okay.
Saving throw.
Strength save. Okay. One of you did betray me tonight.
Be the strong. Slide isn't helping, but I feel like it'll just be dark.
All right. I will allow you to rage.
Yes.
You were able to basically be quick enough. So you can rage if you can also choose not to. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Thankfully, I still have exactly one left.
Oh, goody. So you were quick enough to see what was happening was on, and you brace yourself for what's coming.
So what you're saying is he was able to flex.
Man, literally too angry to die.
AC.
Don't think AC is going to help me much in this case.
Is there a night mode for desktop D&D Beyond?
I
I
hope.
don't know about D&D Beyond specifically.
Because there is for the app.
I don't think so.
Then
Because you have like custom backgrounds and stuff. Like,
All right,
Yeah, you should.
Mr. Surak, you will be taking 10, that's 28 points of damage halved.
Well, if I hadn't raged, that would have been almost everything. 14 down the hole, Chief.
All right. So, when everything goes dark, you feel pain, you feel stuff crushing you, you pretty much know, like, yeah, the roof just collapsed on me. So what would you like to do?
So is like everything down on me? Can I move at all?
I'd say give me another strength saving throw.
Okay. That'd be a 21.
Okay, you can move both of your arms. Your torso, like down below the waist, that's stuck at the moment.
What about the guy I was holding on to? Is he just dead?
You look over, you were holding him, and you're still holding him by, I'm assuming you had his clothing, or maybe like.
I think I got him by the leg because he was trying to dive for some exit.
So you're holding his leg, and that's all you're holding.
Well, there goes that lead.
He just tosses the leg.
I would like to try to perform the mightiest push-up to get some rubble off me.
So with your strength save, I will let you clear maybe like this. You'll clear like maybe 5-ish feet enough. You can kind of see. Give me a perception check.
11.
You can't really make out what's being said, but you can hear kind of like, like in background noise in like movies, yelling, screaming, people shouting, people trying to, but you don't know what's being said. Now, as for the rest of the party, all of you ran out the front door with Triss and everybody else that you could muster to get out.
Gungnir was carrying a princess.
Gungnir was carrying
two princesses.
Two princesses.
Yeah, I thought he was only carrying one, but no, he was carrying both.
He got both. So you all made it out the front door, and you guys are all on the front garden, kind of front lawn area of the Milford estate, and people are panicking, running. People, some people are injured. Just, people are bloodied. It's just mass confusion. Though you do notice, there's no Surak with you.
And what is the current state of the building?
The current state of the building, this is post-explosion. The right half of the building where the kitchen is rubble. So half of the mansion is still standing on the left. The right side, it's gone. Oh, it's not gone, but it's now a pile of stones.
Anyone see the big man? Looks at Gungnir, the other big man.
Yeah, Gungnir just sits there and just goes.
Surak ran back. I was one of the last few people out, and he was chasing someone else, I think trying to stop an explosion or whatever, but that didn't happen.
You see Triss is
stopped part of the explosion.
Currently, you notice that she has her hands kind of hidden, kind of in her clothing, but for those of you who are very perceptive, you notice that she has herself cuffed. And she is trying her best to look away from those who are injured and those who have blood, on them. And
she should really get out of here.
Yeah, this is not a good.
Where is Surak? Where's Surak? Yeah. We can find him.
And she'll say, she'll say, I agree with Lazuli. He was running towards the kitchen to try and catch one of the, the assailants. And, she's going to kind of like, she's going to look at you, Harrow, and she's going to say, can you either point me in a direction where no people are, or can you lead in a direction where no people are because I need to keep looking at the ground.
I could blindfold you. She Leslie pulls the sash from her waist.
Triss will bend down and she'll say, well, as much as I really don't like that as a solution, it's the best solution we have.
It's better than you going crazy again.
She'll say, I concur. And she will allow
Leslie
you...
very gently wraps it and ties it, make sure it's secure enough, but not like squeezing her head or anything.
So as you're all sitting there on the front lawn...
All this and you realize Torval is still shirtless.
Torval is still shirtless.
I don't know how much people are noticing or paying attention to that.
As funny as
that.
it is, I don't think it's a major concern
No.
to most people.
So from the one still
That was
standing...
really weird.
One of the still standing side of the mansion that you all rushed out of, you see Von Klaus
Oh God!
just kind of strut out,
Immediately
adjusting his bow tie,
not making eye
coming
contact.
out, just making almost like no effort. Like you feel like this guy would have panicked or freaked out or something. But no, he just casually exits the mansion.
I'm currently looking very interested in a nearby tree.
I'm gonna run up to him and ask if he's alright.
That's bad guy vibes right there.
And Von Klaus is going to look at you, Leslie, and say, oh, I'm perfectly fine. Well, he's going to look over and see some, like, rubble dust on his shoulder. Now I'm fine. It's very good. It was a bit of a piss of a party, but it still looked good. So it's not all wasted.
Okay, well, my friend's still in there, so I'm gonna go look for him.
Oh, it's the big guy. Yes. I saw him go into the kitchen. I thought he may have dived down to go after the shitty-looking man. Yes?
Oh, God. Gunyer!
Gunyer will be putting down the princesses, which are still, like, they're still hanging out near him because, you know, they're a little scared, a little skittish. Gunyer's going to look over and just be like, do you require assistance?
We need to find Surak. I think he's over by the kitchen. We might be able to yell for him and take him out.
All right. Gunyer is going to attempt to scan for Surak.
Leslie's just gonna walk around the rubble and scream his name.
Gunyer is going to just go. He's going to say interference detected. Surak, you hear kind of like a faint yelling of what sounds like your name. You can't hear it, but you hear the syllables and the cadence. That's what you're hearing. What do you do?
You remember that scene near the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Yeah.
Right after Vulture drops a building on him?
Yeah.
Can I mimic that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Give me a roll, Chief.
All right.
If I require one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
I mean, it sounds like athletics to me. It's up to,
Yeah. Give me an athletics check.
all right. $22.
Oh yeah. It's all come together.
It's all come together.
So,
Oh yeah.
Leslie, you are yelling Surak's name. You're like Surak, where are you? And you hear a creak and a crumble, and you just see the pile of rubble shifting, and you're like, what is happening? And you see Surak slowly emerging, holding up a large piece of the roof by a support beam, and his muscles are popped. He is groaning, straining, just.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Leslie's just gonna, like, stand and stare. She's not saying anything. She's just like, how the fuck is he doing that?
The power of muscles.
Muscular.
All determination and many muscles.
So as you guys are, you're standing in awe, Surak, you're lifting half of a fucking roof. The guards show up, and they start trying to get some order on the situation with all the people panicking and running around and whatnot. One of the guards will essentially see the roof being lifted and go, oi, there's one stuck in the rubble over here. And then a bunch of guards will come over to start assisting you, Surak, to try and get this roof off of you.
So they shove Lasley out of the way.
They don't shove you. They just kind of move past you. Lasley, you do notice, you've seen one of the guards before. Actually, is he a captain? I don't know. Is his name Willard? Is it Captain Moore? I don't know. You don't know. But you see a somewhat...
I don't know, but he might want to concede.
Yeah, he might want to concede. But,
Okay.
so, as these guards are assisting you, right next to you, Surak, is Willard, Captain Jack. He's there, he's listening, and he says, just trying to show me up with your feats of strength, aren't you? Let me assist you with this.
Surak's at a point where he does not have the energy to speak while holding this up.
Oh, yeah. And Jack is going to say, I owe you about 7 drinks, and promise me you'll never fight me and we'll be good.
Just desperately trying not to let this thing slip.
Yep. And...
Do I have it?
All right, then. So, with about 5 or 6 different guards and you doing most of the legwork here, they manage to basically just heave-ho the roof off to the side. Just impressive feat of strength. And these 6 guards are now basically trying to dig out your torso just by hand, And, Surak, I would like you to take 1 point of exhaustion.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
You did just lift half a roof.
I did do that.
And if you don't have inspiration,
I don't.
you may take it.
Oh boy.
What would the rest of you like to do?
May I hide from Von Klaus?
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
That's a 16.
Okay.
Let's see how perceptive he is.
So where are you
Just trying
looking to
to-
hide?
I'm mostly just sort of trying to blend into the general chaos.
So you go over and you sit by some of the other nobles that are like tattered and dirty. So you think like, okay, yeah, I can fit with these people. And Von Klaus just sees you right away.
Oh, fuck.
And he's going to go, oh, man, dirty hobo man. So good to see that my favorite motto is und gut.
Oh,
He's going to slowly walk over to you and
Yeah.
say, you want hand? Yes. It's
I
very good.
didn't see you there. No, I'm good. You can see perfectly fine. Just trying to, I had a thing. This, I had to go do a thing. How to,
Oh, you have this thing? What thing do you have?
oh, it's just takes too long to explain. It just.
Roll me deception.
Should I have disadvantage?
I feel like you should, considering it's a terrible lie.
This is not trying.
Stop levels apply. Oh, I can't do it. It's my not talk to Von Clausitis.
6.
No, remember, he always comes up with that.
Was
Like,
it?
not attack.
6.
Thanks. So Von Klaus is going to just kind of look at you and just kind of squint and go, oh yes, too long to explain. Well, I also have a thing I have to do. Yes? So I will be leaving you because let me tell you something, my dear dirty hobo man. You have inspired me. And he's going to leave.
Sweat. This intensifies.
If it was ever a time for Jordan Peele sweat, it's now.
And with that, Von Klaus is going to just, he's going to leave. He's going to exit the gate. Everyone else is panicking, but that cool suave fashion designer
I don't think either of those words apply.
does not care. So with in about maybe 10, maybe 15-ish minutes, you're dug out, Serac, but your muscles are screaming, your body hurts. So did any of you Harrow, did you decide to lead Trish anywhere, or did you just kind of stick with her?
I'm just watching Trish, but
Yeah, the last thing that happened was Leslie blindfolded her.
Leslie, I know. I'm saying, did you keep her blindfolded and she's staying with one of you, or did you lead her somewhere secluded? But if she's
I'm staying with her, making sure everything stays fine.
Okay, so can I make the broad assumption that you kind of moved away from the chaos with her?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Trish is going to kind of, she won't really look at you, but she'll turn her head towards you, and she'll say, I'm sorry, I attacked you.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
It did.
I mean, you couldn't help it. But found some important shit, and it led us to something important.
And she'll say, "Did I hurt you? Are you hurt?"
I'm feeling fine. Fine.
Ethan Surak gets 17 HP back.
So
I didn't even know you were here.
Well, she's
I was standing
watching.
here the whole time. I was just a small child that can't really do anything.
Up to you. She's kind of got some some sniffles, some look of worry in her eye, and she slaps you with some healing.
I don't slap him. I just kind of like cheek. Cheek.
Zerac's gonna very slowly just look all the way down at her, bend down, and just pat her on the head and say, "Delightful. You're safe."
You're the one that almost died!
It was my path to take. He's gonna stand up and very slowly start shuffling towards the rest of the group.
Yep. And so with you shuffling, you still have dust and rubble on you.
Oh, he doesn't care.
Doesn't care. The twin princesses are going to look at who's present, and they're gonna look. Two of them are gonna look at the chaos and just go like, Anostra's gonna say, usually these parties don't turn out like this. There's a lot less, and Anostra will chime in, dead people. I was gonna say explosions. But yeah, that too. So I'm assuming everyone is present at the moment.
I followed Surak back, so yeah.
And by the time I shuffle over, he's just going to look at everyone else. Wonderful. You are all also unharmed.
Physically.
Torvalds.
I'm a little tired.
And
I'm sure we can find a place to rest.
Okay.
The princesses will kind of look at Anostra is going to look at you and say, since we kind of did you guys a favor by abusing our powers, she's kind of sitting there, kind of twisting her foot, doesn't really know how to ask. I was wondering if you guys could assist us because all of our guards are dead.
Assist you how?
Last I checked, the only person you assisted was the bird.
The bird.
Though I suppose one of you did provide Lazuli with many sweets.
Yeah, so
It seemed she enjoyed that.
if
We
you
needed
wouldn't
that arm.
mind
I suppose, yes, we
potentially guarding us to give us safe passage back to our city, we would be very grateful, and we would reward you with.
Do you really have to ask? Of course.
How far away is your city, though? We kind of have to check up on our tavern at some point.
She's going to give you a location, and you guys, when you went to New Langford, you traveled north, about 3 days north. The city of, I have to look at my notes because I don't have all of this memorized. The city of Crest is roughly 2 days south of your tavern.
Oh, so it's away. It's the other.
No, it's in the opposite
The
direction.
tavern.
Opposite direction.
The
So we have to
tavern-
pass the tavern.
You have to pass the tavern.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And Sarek's just gonna look at them.
The tavern's
Will
on the way.
anything else be exploding?
I mean, we don't know anything about the explosions. I don't like loud explosions. They're not fun. I was
You
having fun.
You might have to dress down, considering two very fancy princesses seen with a bunch of ruffians. It might draw some unwanted attention.
So you
I
can
would
get
know
the-
about unwanted attention.
It's true, she's practically an expert already. Sadly.
Anostra will say, well, I suppose we could go and... Oh, I know. You guys are buddy-buddy with Von Klaus. I mean, we've talked to him on occasion. I guess we could ask him to make us some plainer-looking clothing. You think he could do that?
I don't think that man knows the definition of the word plain or efficient.
Then don't word it as plain or efficient. Find a good way to word it. If it sounds fancy, he'll probably do it.
What about that guy I saved the life of? You know, the one who had his throat slit? And I ran up and helped
You
him.
mean Max? Yes. We saw Max. Oh, I think he was around the back. He was arguing with. What was his name? Butt Cannon? No, sister, it's Buchanan. Oh, yes, of course.
Isn't that the
You mean the
guy who
racist?
makes all
Trix will say, I believe Buchanan was the one making all of the robots. And with that, Gungnir will just kind of, well, he you're not sure, but he looks angry.
So the racist.
It's just
Or they lower down from some indeterminate point in the sky. Just two little angry eyebrows.
Just off frame.
The hand of God reaches down and stamps angry eyebrows.
Literally a stamp.
Yep, just
Lazuli, too naive to understand the difference between a robot man and a regular man. So racist.
I do believe that is a bit of a harsh statement, but I'm sure it can correlate. Do you have a place to stay? Anestra will laugh. And
I think we
Anostra
were
will
just staying at any old inn here.
say,
Kind of just been all over the place.
I was just gonna sleep on a roof.
You always do that.
When he's not in a chimney.
Weirdo.
Chimney?
They make for good homes.
He's a bird. He sleeps in weird bird places. Although I'd never heard of a bird that sleeps in a chimney, so I don't know why he does that. But he almost died doing it once, so I'd hope he'd learn his lesson.
Are you talking about the time that I climbed out of the chimney and ended up running into that immortal guy, or are you talking about when I almost got cooked by fish?
Yes.
The fact that you have to make a distinction is telling.
And so I just said yes.
What would you all like to do from here? The mansion is, well, it's being handled by the guards. Half the mansion is gone. You've all regrouped. It is nighttime, so it is kind of late.
We should rest somewhere.
Yeah. So there's two
Did
inns
you
in
two
town.
have somewhere you were staying before? I can't. Somewhere safe.
So Nasser will say, "Oh, we were staying at the The nicest suite at the Gilded Teacup.
Okay, I imagine you could go back there, and one of us can stay guard, I suppose, and the rest of us can go to a cheaper place because I can't imagine we have that much gold.
It is just the two of us, and it is a 4-bedroom suite, and we only use one bed, so
I'll sleep on a couch if you have one.
You what?
there were a few couches in there, I believe.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Surak looking just very unamused and tired.
Torvald, maybe you could get another bath. You're starting to stink again.
I'm good.
Why do you like your dirt so much?
Truly, he produces more rotten smells than a recently startled pack of skunks. It seems to be his natural musk.
What's a musk?
It's a way of describing typically male, but not exclusively natural body odor.
So
stink.
So with this,
Often, yes.
as you guys are chatting, you're walking back through the city to get to the Gilded Teacup. Have you chosen to lose the fancy clothes and put back on your regular garb now?
Leslie still has her fancy clothes on, but it's kind of tattered, I imagine, from all the fighting.
Yeah, the nice clothes you have are pretty ripped up right now.
Yeah, Tor wants to get back into his regular outfit.
I'm pretty sad that my suit has been ruined.
Leslie will change later. She's like holding on to the one fancy thing she's had for a while.
Sarek hasn't even thought about it.
Just doesn't care.
It has not, and he doesn't even really realize he's not in his normal clothing anymore.
So as you guys are walking back and like Torval's like fumbling with his clothes as you're walking, putting them on, Gunir just tears his suit off like tearaway pants. Just
Apple.
Yep. And Nestra watches this very intrigued. Well, this happens.
Robotophile or whatever it is.
Robophile?
Robophile.
So you guys get to the Gilded Teacup, and
Necrophile, maybe?
as you get in,
It's not a dead body.
you guys
No,
stop,
necrophile.
you guys stop at the Bonbury Inn on the not so nice side of town, and this is the nice side of town. So you enter in, and it's like the Ritz-Carlton. You know, there's chandeliers, there's red carpet, waxed, checkered floors, people in bellhop uniforms running around. And at the front desk, there is a little dwarf, you know, kind of humbly looking, older looking dwarf lady hanging out there. And she looks at all of you and says, "Are you sure you're in the right place?"
Well, gee, you take nice little old lady to a whole new level.
You know,
There's no escape.
I don't think I am.
There's just no escape.
Sarek's gonna turn and start walking out.
Oof. Surak, where are you going?
Mhm.
Don't know.
Sarek is half conscious at the moment, my man. Like he's gonna stay on a sidewalk, but at the moment he's just kind of going.
The old dwarf lady will say, "I mean, if you want, we are connected to the Bonbury Inn, so you can stay there."
That doesn't sound like a bad offer.
And Anastra will
That is a
speak-
very bad offer.
Yeah.
They're telling you to go to the poor inn.
Yeah, Anastra will pipe up and say,
This is full-on classism.
"Excuse me, but these are our guests, and we have the master suite." "Oh, I see." And, you know, she'll reach into her pocket and flip out the card that they
Yeah.
gave her for her.
Yeah, I mean, wait, no, okay. Why do I want this?
Why do I want this? So Triss, who is no longer blindfolded at this point, will step outside to follow you, Surak, and she'll just kind of grab your wrist, whatever she'll grab her and say, "Look, I don't like it much either, but it is free room and board." Yeah, you just like look down behind her.
So are the woods, and you'll find surrounding populace far nicer, and they make a lot more sense.
Well, I do agree with you.
They don't have ballrooms that don't have anything to do with balls. They don't wear inefficient suits and ties with no explanation as to why. And they certainly don't treat you like you've murdered their family because you are not wearing said inefficient clothing.
Can you at least stay here so I can, heal you up?
And I suppose I should be looking after Lazuli anyway. Heaven knows those marketers don't know when to quit.
Well, not only the marketers, but I don't know anything about who or what attacked us at the party, so it might be something else to worry about. And the last thing I'd want is you to go wandering off into the woods to get some shut-eye, only to have, whatever that was come after you.
Well, I'd say it's harder to find one man in the woods than 5 people in a large, opulent room that generally does not have the same kind of economic bang for your buck.
Well, I do agree. I think it's best we stick together.
That is a good point. Very well.
Then she'll kind of look at you. How hurt are you, Surak?
After assistance from Lazuli, I'm a little over half health.
All right. So she is going to use the rest of her lay on hands pool to give you 15 HP.
Okay. Very kind of her.
Yep.
I hope you can see that he's kneading the air in my hand.
And with that, you guys will go upstairs, up 2 stories, up to the master suite at the Gilded Teacup. And, the door opens, and it's just rooms upon rooms, multiple bedroom suites, couches, very large tub in one of the bathrooms. What would you like to do?
Leslie will finally change here and then probably just find the nearest couch and curl up and fall asleep.
Okay.
Not even food. She ate too much cake.
Too much cake. Anyone else?
Tale as old as time. Child and the cake.
Torval will sort of walk in the common area before going off to find a bedroom, sort of look around, and just say, partially to himself, just like, that party sucked. And he'll just walk off to a bedroom.
Party sucks. Arrow, what are you doing?
I'd like to take out the arm that I got, and I just want to look at it.
So the arm that you have is a kind of, I wouldn't exactly say gold. It's more of like a yellowish metal. And compared to the one that you saw that Bob had before, the silver one, it's a lot more sophisticated, and you kind of you mess with it a bit. It's very well made and well crafted. And you can look and see some of the internal servos and pistons in it. And as you're looking at it, you see on one of the inside bracers, there's a symbol. And the symbol is in Elvish. Do you read Elvish?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Not 100%
So you see an Elvish-looking symbol inside of a gear.
Where's Tor?
He walked off to one of his.
Earl walked off to sleep because the party sucked.
Shoot.
You can always ask him tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
If you listen, you can probably hear random muttering from one of the bedrooms.
Tor will come in with new conspiracies over what happened.
The explosion came from the chemtrails after Hillary Clinton funded a pizza place. All those trauma
It was the crabs. All 5 times.
and the crabs evolved twice to get the brains.
Like the innkeeper here, gosh, stay here. They destroyed that place, so we have no choice. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Who all can I see right now from where I'm at?
From where you're at, the twin princesses are they're gearing up to go to sleep. Gundyr is standing guard at their room because he doesn't need to sleep, so he is standing guard.
He's got a sentry's rest, but
yeah, well, he'll sentry rest, but he's gonna stand guard. I'm trying to go through my. There we go. All right. So he will stand guard. Sarak, what would you like to
What's
do?
Triss up to? Just so we can cover that.
Triss is
Because then Lasley's curled up, and
right.
that leaves me with Triss.
Triss is going to she's going to take the most secluded room away from everyone else. And she is going to not remove her cuffs. And she will close the door without saying so much as a word unless you want to say something to her.
Nope, I was just curious because we were covering everyone.
Yep.
Surak is kind of spacing out very slowly, going through to get his clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Which he will ball up his little, not little, but his wraparound pelt vest to use as a pillow. Set that down, look at one of the ones he usually has hanging off his waist. Glance over at Lasley, just kind of drop it on top of her lightly.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just gonna lay down on the floor.
Next to her?
In the same room.
Same vicinity?
Same vicinity.
Alright, fair enough. So with that, I will say you all are gonna take a long rest, but don't.
Well, to be fair, is there anything else Harrow's gonna do first?
Yeah, is there anything you're gonna do, Harrow?
I'm gonna sleep on the roof.
You sleep on the roof? Alright, fair enough. So before you mark off your long rest, I would like Harrow and Lasley to roll me perception.
Uh-oh.
$14.
19.
Okay. In the middle of the night, Harrow, you just kind of you just one eye open because you hear like the slightest creak on the roof. And you're just like, huh? And over on the chimney, you see somebody crouched on the chimney with a bow drawn in the opposite direction. They have it drawn and it's not pointed at you.
I want to...
Yeah, no, where this is going.
I want to try and sneak up behind them.
You want to try and sneak up behind them? Okay, roll me a stealth check.
13.
All right. So you just kind of like slink and try and like bird slither up to this individual on the chimney stack, and without even turning, they will say, "You are not very quiet. Though I do pose you no threat, I am simply making sure you can get a decent night's rest after what you've been through."
Oh.
What does that mean?
There's the connection for Quinn.
Yep.
Yeah. What does that mean?
There it is.
I am merely keeping watch.
Okay, but who are you?
They'll turn around, and you see they're wearing a kind of weird-looking, messed-up white ceramic mask. And they slowly put it up. And you've never seen this person before. And she will say to you, "My name is Dove.
Yep.
I have been watching you from afar, defending you, trying to keep what I can away from you." And as she says that, you see her ears kind of perk up, and she will cock her head to the right side and let loose an arrow. And you just hear you hear it hit something, followed by a yelp, a clutter, and then a fall.
What was that? You seem to
Those
know.
would be the stragglers.
What are they doing? Why are they here?
They're trying to kill you.
Why?
I do not know. I will look into it.
What's your reason for following us? Like, I know you said you're watching over us and making sure things, but why are you doing that?
Your associate, Triss, she hired me.
Oh, what she hire you to do? Are you able to disclose that?
I mean, it is no secret. I am doing counterintelligence operations. I give reports. I keep an eye on that Legion you so friendly.
Well, I mean, I don't think I have any reason not to trust you then.
So Lazuli, you awaken about halfway through this conversation, and you hear what's being said, and you recognize that monotone, emotionless voice on the roof.
I'm gonna not really quietly, just kind of like excitedly roll my little legs up to the nearest window and poke my head out and go, Dove! Dove, is that you?
Dove is just going to sit there and put just a hand just. Yes, my dear child, I am here.
You still have
Hold
that
on, you know
mask?
Lazuli?
Haven't lost it yet?
She will just kind of not really look in your direction and say, "Yes, it does come in handy when I do not wish to be known."
Have you punched what's her face with it a bunch yet?
And you'll hear a very emotionless cackle from her, and no further response.
I'll take that as a yes.
So unless you have anything you want to say to her, that's essentially all I have for this.
What? Oh, I'm assuming since I woke up halfway through the conversation, I got to see her kill a fucking dude.
Oh yeah, you got to see her sling an arrow and kill a dude. So, but she's basically just keeping watch for you guys.
If you need any help, let me know. I got big friends now.
I can see that. Well,
I'm just gonna
They're
go
still
back
kinda
to where I was
tired,
and go to sleep.
and she will say, well, Hera, you hear this before you go to sleep. Keep an eye open. And with that, you can all mark off a long rest.
Hell yeah.
So the following morning, Harrow, y'all say you all wake up at roughly the same time. When you wake up, Harrow, that lady you were talking to, she's gone. Dove, no trace of her. As quick as she appeared is as quick as she slipped off.
It'd be like
Do be like that. So as for the rest of you waking up, Sir, you're still a little sore, but you don't feel exhausted anymore.
I would hope not. We did the one thing that eliminates exhaustion.
The one thing that no permanent exhaustion for the rest of the campaign.
I would strangle you. Do you have any idea how bad even a single level is?
No.
It's pretty bad.
It's punishing even at one level.
Yep. And
like I'd have to cry and then strangle you. But I'd have to cry first.
So what would you all like to do now that it's morning and you're awake and the events of last night have sunk in?
Sarah!
Hmm?
My Aunt Dublin visited last night.
Oh yes, that's the one with the arrows who doesn't speak with much emotion. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's got emotion. You just gotta listen real careful.
I see. And what was she doing here last night? Just paying you a visit?
Yeah, and killing any assassins that were left over trying to kill us while we slept. She's kind of awesome like that.
What now?
So what now?
I'm glad you got to see some of your family.
I mean, she's not blood family. She's just someone else I traveled with, and you know how it goes.
Blood, bond, family is family.
One moment, can you mute us? Just some DM things I had to say to the man. All right, so for the rest of you, downstairs there is a breakfast buffet of pretty much anything you could shake a stick at. The princesses have gone downstairs. They are already eating. What would the rest of you like to do? Do you
I'm going to walk out into the hallway and wait till I see Torval.
Okay.
Torval is being drawn to the aroma of the buffet and sort of walks out and doesn't even notice you as he's starting to walk by.
I'm going to grab his shoulder. Torval.
What? Yeah. What's up?
Let's eat breakfast together. I have something I want to show you when we are done eating because you look hungry. And
I mean, if it's quick, I can take a look now.
I'll just pull you into my room and then pull out the arm and just point to the yellowish stuff. Can you read that?
Can I? I mean, I should be able to. I can read it.
You should, yes, you can. So you look at the inscribing in the gear, and it says Alyssa.
All right. Well, it's a name. I don't know who Alyssa is, but
Now Torval. So for memory, was that history? Like a memory?
Yeah, I mean, that would typically be history unless it's tied to
Torval,
certain type of lore.
you may give me a history check.
Let me roll. I have no idea who this is. Oh, actually, I should ask. Is this information about a fey, fiend, or undead?
No.
Okay.
This is information that was told to you by one of your NPCs at your tavern.
Okay.
Did you say Alyssa?
Yeah. Well, he did say it was.
I'm gonna pull out my gauntlet. Doesn't this have writing on it too?
If you look at the gauntlet, it has a kind of different symbol as opposed to the gear. It is a different symbol. It's more of like a skull-looking, symbol around it. But Torval, if you read the inside of the icon, it does say Alyssa.
Where she's a skull, but she's also a gear. I don't.
No, she's the blacksmith's sister.
Oh. I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention to much of that.
Paying attention, realized that Durnan, after yelling at him for stealing his tools on multiple occasions, did mention that he had a sister named Alyssa, who is a very renowned, skilled, and talented smith.
Look, we probably shouldn't mention that we have the stuff to blacksmith.
Okay.
I think he's gonna get mad about this, but this is also what Saul was asking for. And it's the same person who made this gauntlet that I use every once in a while.
I'm gonna get food now. He sort of processes it.
The hamster in Torval's head is running on a wheel. Oh.
He's mentally workshopping conspiracy boards to draw up later about it.
I'm gonna hide them away in my room, and then I'm gonna eat with everyone else.
By the way, Torval shows no sense of decorum at the buffet downstairs. He's probably drawing attention.
So, Torval, give me a performance check.
Okay. That's a mod 20 with my +1.
So, Torval, you are sitting there and you are just stuffing your face. No forks, no silverware, no plate. You just walk over to the buffet, just grab what you can with your hands.
Oh yeah.
Just throw it on the table and just start shoving food in your mouth. And there are some other people there that are just like, they were eating and they watch you eat and they stop. And they just like get up like, I don't think I'm hungry anymore, and they leave.
I'm just gonna casually sit close to Torval, not close, I'm gonna give him space so he can actually eat all the food in front of him, because I don't think there's a point to sitting next to him, the food will be gone soon enough. So I'm sitting close enough that I can comfortably eat my food and be next to him, but he's not anywhere near my food.
A few minutes in, he's like, oh, it got real quiet for some reason. It's nice.
He does that. Sees like one of us stopped eating just to watch him out of pure fascination. He just kind of goes, "You gonna eat that?"
Sarak, what are you doing?
My amulet of the drunkard gets its charge back now, right?
Yes. If you have any daily stuff, it should be recharged.
Yeah, D&D Beyond should do that automatically.
Eating quietly with the rest of the party.
Eating quietly with the rest of the party. So Trish is sitting at the table with you. The princesses are there with you as well. Anestra is closely watching Torval. She seems very fascinated with the way this man is eating food. She's never seen it before. And Trish is sitting kind of quietly by you, Sarak. So I'm assuming you and Lasley are kind of like boop, boop, and she's to the left of you.
I mean, the Lasley part's up to Phoebe.
That's up to Phoebe. Where are you sitting at the table, Phoebe?
I'm probably just kind of like, oh, what? Oh, Matt's camera died. Okay. I'm just kind of probably vibing somewhere between someone. I don't really care where. Just quietly eating my food and watching Torval eat like a fucking monster.
And Trisha's just gonna sit there and she's kind of like daintily, like she's eating but very slowly. She looks kind of worried, maybe disappointed. You're not quite sure how to pin the emotion, but she looks distraught, to say the least.
If something bothers you, you might as well tell us now while there is no distractions.
She'll look up and go, oh, I I don't. I.
Do you say words more than I? I could have sworn you did yesterday.
She's going to sit there and look at all of you and say, I truly am grateful for everything that you've all accomplished. And I don't want to sound that way. It's just, am I doing the right thing? Is there a point to any of this? I feel like I don't know. I keep attacking you. I keep getting in the way. All these things and people keep coming after us. I stir the pot too much. Did I pick a battle I can't win? She looks very beside herself, you know. And then I'm dragging all of you in with me, and
You could do what I usually do. Just keep running.
I did a lot of running. Didn't really work.
It kind of worked for a while. And then it didn't. And it did. And then it didn't again. I don't know. It's kind of up to you how good you are at hiding and running. I'm not very good at it. At least not the running part.
I was about to say, I thought you were quite creative with hiding. You managed to squeeze in between the floorboards at the tavern.
Oh yeah, I lifted some of the nails out of one of them a little while ago so I could get under there easier. I could make a big spot for you if you want to hide under the floorboards too.
And Trisha's going to just sit there and kind of like cackle to herself. Well, considering I do spend most of my time at night in the basement so I can't harm any of you, I'm already under the...
You're right. You're way under the floorboards. You get a bigger space than I do. You should share.
Trish is
We
actually...
could pry more floorboards up if you would desperately like.
Something you have probably never seen from this very jaded woman. She actually smiles for a second. And she'll just kind of look at you all and say, well, what's that thing you always say, big guy? Paths or something?
Your path is your own. You must choose it, and I find it best to stick to what you've chosen. Have confidence in your decisions, and lead the life you wish to lead. Not the
I've
life
never
you
known a
think you
life
should
without
lead.
being chased by someone. I mean, I don't remember when I was little. But even then, I think my parents were running from something. So I don't know if there really is a point outside of that. Is there a normal life people live where they're not chased by things?
Trish will say...
Yes, and if I have my way, little one, you will experience that in due time.
Trish will say, I had a normal-ish life for 10 years, maybe. Then my condition started cropping up. Nostra will say, my life's been pretty normal, except for all the people who bother me. And Nestor will say, I usually don't interact with people. My normal is silence.
Yeah, but you're princesses. I'm pretty sure you could just like tell someone to go deal with the problem and make it go away.
I forgot you two were here.
And Nestor will say, and that's the way that I like it.
Oh, okay then.
Well, Triss, if you're find yourself this conflicted, tell us, what is it that you want?
What I want? Well, no one's really asked me that before. I Well, if you have a spare...
Bless.
Oh, bless you. If you have a spare wish lying around, that would be nice.
You're overthinking it. Clear your head, look within yourself. And what is it that drives you to wake up each and every day?
I guess doing the right thing?
And do you believe you can accomplish this desire on the path you are currently traveling?
She'll kind of look at all of you, kind of give some extra time to looking at Torval.
Just looks up with a mouthful of food.
I think it's the best shot I've had in a long time.
Then I believe you are making the correct call.
So just Torval.
Yep.
Oh man. So with that, unless you guys have anything pressing you want to do in the town of Langford, yes, no, maybe so.
I'm good.
No, I think we did all of the little chore things we had to do, including almost dying.
I'm always around.
Torval was interested in getting out of this place as quickly as possible.
I have to get out of here. So with that,
His entire stay has been miserable from his perspective.
the entire city, this town is. Torval's going to rename this town Shitsburg. So with that, everything will wrap up breakfast-wise. You guys will pack your bags or whatever stuff you brought with you, and you will head to the front of Langford, where a familiar carriage pulled by two wargs and a pretty shady-looking lizard man hanging out. And he kind of sees all of you, and he goes, "Well, you guys look like you've been through some shit."
Mm-hmm. Shit's the good word for it.
Greetings.
We almost died. You ready to go on another trip?
That seems to be the common occurrence with you all. The dying and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, the only one of us who's dead is Iron.
Oh,
Iron isn't even really dead. He's kind of somewhere in the middle.
the skeleton. And Anashra will say, "What's this about a skeleton?"
We have a friend
Don't worry about it.
that's a skeleton, but he's alive. He's kind of weird. You'll probably meet him. He makes me laugh.
You see
Don't let him
Anestra's
take your lips.
eyes kind of light up. A living skeleton?
Yeah.
This does pique my interest.
Once you've met him.
He's kind of absolutely crazy, though.
Kind of.
He's also scared of his own shadow.
And Farrell is going to look at you, Sirac, and say, "Did you get Buffer?"
Who is this?
The
cart driver.
Cart driver.
Lizardy dude.
Sarek's just gonna glance at him and just look back to the rest of the group.
And with that, he'll say, "Well, my business is concluded here, so I can give you all a ride back if you need it."
That would be nice. That would be very nice.
Also, before I forget, is talking to the princesses.
Mhm.
Don't talk to the tiefling.
Don't talk to the tiefling.
Oh, Uncle! What are we calling him now?
Quincy.
Uncle Quincy?
Yeah, whatever we're going with, just don't give him a wide. Don't interact. Don't.
And
Honestly, don't acknowledge him.
If he asks you any questions, just give him cake. He'll leave you alone.
Trish will say, "Don't accept any deals with him either." And
Just give him cake and walk away.
Anelsa's going to say, "He sounds like a very shifty character."
You don't.
Shaking doesn't even begin.
And
To
you
describe
won't
it.
leave.
And he won't leave.
He will not.
Okay. So the two of them will hop into the cart, kind of find some space, sit towards the front. I'm assuming the rest of you are getting in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So it's about a 3-day journey back, much to the same.
Actually, as we're piling in, Sark's just going to look over at the princesses. Do you two need to take any armor or perhaps some weapons? Your current outfit seems a tad inefficient for such a long travel.
Well, we more do the. Anestra will chime in. Magic. Yes, what she said. We are spellcasters. Sorcerers.
I do not believe that would negate the use of armor, but very well.
They can't wear very heavy armor, Sarak, or their magics won't get through.
Well,
That's what my mom always used to tell me, because she did the same thing.
Isn't that what they make leather for?
Well,
Some people just wear for aesthetic, you know? Like Bong Class, he probably doesn't care about.
I'm pretty sure they don't see any action, at least not fatal.
They may not have before, but I believe circumstances have changed.
yeah, I think we'll be fine for now. We'll just play backup.
As you wish.
If you guys know how to hide in trees, it might be good for later in case we get attacked.
Well, I can do a couple of spells. My sister, she's more defensive. You know, she's a lot better at hiding than I am, considering she can go invisible.
I can too!
And Anestra's just kind of shuffle over to you. Ooh.
Ooh.
So Eric's just gonna look at Anestra and like put a finger on her head and push her like an inch backwards.
And you're just gonna push her back with just your finger, and she's going to just look at you in awe.
Push her another inch back.
And we're off.
And before you guys are off, Surek, your muscles have stopped hurting, and you just kind of realize, like, wait, did I just push this person back with one finger? But you don't think much of it. And you're off.
She is rather scrawny.
So you guys take off, and it's roughly the same journey. It's about 3 days. You see the same sights as you did before. Nothing too terribly interesting happens. Would any of you like to have any conversations or banter on the trip?
Lastly, we'll just play some tunes. I'm probably not sing, just practice her shamisen.
I'm not gonna
So,
say
have y'all ever heard of prosperity?
So you say that,
Yes.
and I assume you're saying that to the princesses, right?
Yeah.
And Anastra will say no, and Anestra will say no.
That's probably for the better.
Where are you guys from? You guys like from like under a rock? Prosperity is amazing. I don't know how you haven't heard of it.
Harrow, do not lie to. Well.
What do you mean why?
Harrow, it is a town constantly destroyed, rebuilt, and destroyed again by a band of drunks.
It's an amazing
That
place.
may be their choice. That does not make it the morally
Smart.
correct choice. Or
And-
smart.
The fact that music still exists is marvelous.
And Anastra will say, oh, we're from the port town of Crest. It's a working kingdom. We do a lot of trading with seafaring nations and whatnot.
We fight a lot of bandits.
Never heard of it.
And, Nestor will say, touche.
Well, to be fair, until recently, I hadn't heard of prosperity either.
Would I have never heard of it, considering the fact that I was running all over the place? Maybe I passed through briefly.
Lasley, you know what Crest is. You've never been there, but you know of it.
All right.
And there's a reason why you know.
Wait. Why?
Lasley, you know of it because you essentially there's some inklings about some black market activity there, and you just were like, I'm staying the fuck away from that place.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And we're going there.
Oh, great. I've been avoiding Crest. And she'll just kind of like shrink up and keep plucking at her.
Is there trouble there?
I mean, if you don't like fish.
From what I've heard, the black market's been there.
Well, we
and
not like fish. He makes good food.
Well, I'll just have to keep a low profile. Maybe I should buy myself a cloak.
Oh, you mean seafood.
To be fair, little one, their bugman stood no chance. If they think that more mooks are going to do the job, they'll wind up with more bodies to bury.
They'll find more powerful people.
It's not going to change. We're still going to kill them.
It didn't stop them with my parents, and they weren't exactly helpless.
I'm sure they were not.
Yeah.
However,
Lasley,
I can assure you, they will be brought to the very justice that is deserved of people who walk such a wicked path in life.
Lasley, as you're speaking about the black market and all this stuff, you start remembering names of different collections agents, such as Cleese, the Fog, the Shadow. Just titles you've heard, praying that you'd never run into these individuals yourself.
Or ones I heard of in passing from Romulus or Sirius.
That too.
Oh yeah, don't we still have
there's...
We still have a paper bird that we can send to that dude whenever we want, don't we?
Yes, that has not been sent yet.
I feel like we should wait on it, considering we're kind of escorting important people, and a detour of this kind will need to wait a little longer.
Yep.
Be a little more well planned.
So, with that, the journey goes without any issue. Nights go by, and you eventually make it back to the good old familiar woods of prosperity. And, well, from what it looks like, not much has changed. Harrow, you feel quite at home. And as for the rest of you, it's a nice change of pace because they don't spit shine the trees.
Spit shine the trees.
Well, the joke is that in Langford, everything was the nice side of town was cleanly and polished everything. It was ridiculous.
Neat and perfect, and
Yep.
Everything from New Langford.
So
I should have just emptied out my. Did I have a hat or something that has rats in it?
I think you did. You did get a rat hat at one point, much in the same breath that Torval also got.
Hat of vermin.
Yep, the hat of vermin. Torval has a robe of.
I can summon my choice of a bat, a frog, or a rat.
What he thinks is useful items.
It's a robe of stuff.
It's a robe of stuff. Speaking of which, would you like to use that robe of stuff?
I've really had a.
I love the robe of stuff.
I mean, we're just kind of.
You remember you tested it, and when you pulled off a pouch, you got an angry cat that clawed your face.
Yeah.
Who has the arm?
Me, I have the arm.
Yeah.
I'll tell him you
What?
got it. I just want to give it to him.
I need to talk to him about something with the arm.
Well, you can talk to him. I just want to give it to him.
It's about the arm. I need to talk to him with it.
Okay, but
I'll
I
come with
want to
you.
give
You
it
can
to
come
him.
with. I'm giving it to him.
But I want to give it to him.
Anestra's going to look at you, Surak, and just go, this...
My camera is dying. Hold on.
Oh, she'll say, this...
Given this, I can't full on leave it. If they had to full on.
You there, Matt?
I'm fine. My camera's not.
Your
Okay.
camera's having a fucking problem.
You can go without camera, that's fine.
Quinn, is the layout okay?
Is-
I'm assuming we're not in the right places.
Oh shit. Yeah, everything's kind of messed up now.
Yeah, my
Really?
camera. If you want to take a moment,
It's gonna be. It's gonna be more than that.
I wouldn't worry about it. I mean,
I'm not worried about it.
Uh,
Ethan
if
is
we're being in the wrong spot, but
I'm just seeing if I have any decent setups. For,
Oh,
why
yeah,
did you
no,
decide to pick out of nowhere?
But anyways, continuing. So Anastra will say to you, this arm, is this for this Quincy fellow? Why does he need an arm?
the, best not to ask questions about him.
he
It's a
lost his
long,
arm.
He needs an
complicated-
arm for reasons. Let me give it to him.
I'm going to hold on to the arm for dear life and walk into the bar asking for Quincy.
Well, so as you guys are debating and, Pero and Lazuli are saying, arm, give me, arm, give me, arm, give me, you roll up to your tavern. And Anastra and Anestra just kind of poke their heads out of the cart and they see it there. And Anestra will say, so this is where you guys are based out of?
That's the moment.
Yeah, we kind of fixed it up. It used to be a shitty little shack house.
Anestra will
Home
say,
sweet home.
Anestra will say, I really like the hole in the wall.
There's a hole in the wall?
And she will point, and then the side of your tavern, there's a hole, kind of, the front porch. So side right to the front porch, there's a large hole in the wall.
Leslie kind of ducks down behind the edge of the cart. He's like, that wasn't there when we left.
Oh, I will look into it. Hold on.
I'm gonna fly right to the hole.
Okay,
Harold, wait!
Sure, we're just gonna saunter up to the front door.
the front door. So Harrow's are into the hole. So actually, in the front door. Do you open the front door?
Yes.
Okay, you open the front door. And Harrow, when you get to the hole, you'll see what's going on too. So one of the tables, all the tables are overturned and thrown this way, that way, chairs. One of the tables, because you had 4, is missing. Harrow, you look at the hole and you slowly turn your head and you see the missing table lodged in a tree.
Is there any blood?
No, there's no blood on the table. There's just the table lodged in a tree.
Okay.
And
No, it doesn't look like anybody's hurt.
Normally you guys are greeted by, the denizens of your tavern. You don't really see any of them. And upon you opening the door, you see Fish at the bar wearing pots and pans and holding a ladle as armor. And he is standing on Paxton ducked under the bar, and Fish will say, "You never tell us a lie! Oh, you guys are back!"
What's going on?
We leave for a week. What happened?
Paxton will kind of slowly raise from behind the bar, and you notice that he's got some bandages on him. Oh, good to see you guys.
What happened?
Off at the end of the bar, on the only bar stool still standing up, Uncle Quincy sitting there sipping some beer. He's just sipping, and he'll go, "Oh, the usual, and he'll just
What's usual? There's like 3 different usuals that could have caused this.
And Harrow, as you're standing there, you see Lorda and Digby, the dwarf twins. They're coming back with some fresh cut lumber to start patching up the hole. They are also wearing bandages. And the two of them will look at you and go, "Oh, good to see that you guys are back. Yeah, it was a real doozy of a time."
Could somebody get specific?
Paxton's going to say, "Well, we were just minding our own business, like we usually do, when a troop of, what do you call them, paladins? I think they were paladins. They were paladins, right?
That's all I needed to hear. I know whose legs to break."
Was one of them missing an arm?
Fish will say, "Yeah!"
Oh, he's going to be missing too.
And Ball's going to kind of sit there and just, with his one still good arm, and just kind of put his finger around the rim of the glass. And there was a bit of an incident.
Be specific.
Well, let's just say the funny skeleton man isn't here anymore.
Where is he?
Take a guess.
I don't feel like guessing.
Well, let's see. Holy men on an unholy crusade showed up and found a talking skeleton.
Do you know what direction they took him?
Well, couldn't say. Though he did leave this, and he's going to just kind of reach into his pocket and pull out a pamphlet or a piece of paper and just put it down. And it is a recruiting flyer for the Church of the Fallen Spear.
Go with Paxton. These gentlemen have a church in town, correct?
Yeah. There is a small one in Prosperity.
Set the pamphlet down. I'm gonna walk back out to the cart. Princesses, allow my companions to show you inside, and please help yourselves to a drink, some food. We have some very fine associates who are very good at what they do. Don't mind Quincy in the corner. He is a brooding mess. The rest of you get comfortable. I am off to run a small errand.
What happened?
I want to come with.
I thought you wanted to deal with the arm.
What happened?
I'll deal with the arm when we get back.
Ball will perk up and say, "Arm. So you guys actually got it."
Yeah,
It
but
was
we
the
need to
outside
talk
now.
about it.
I'm going to look down at Leslie. Some men calling themselves holy have done some very unholy business.
Was it the guys who
Iron
don't
is
like
missing.
Trish?
The same ones, and it appears they have our spell-casting skeleton.
They took iron?
Would make sense. They are...
I'm helping you come get him back.
Hold on. I'm just going to go gather a little information. Everyone, rest up, get comfortable, get your stuff together. We will probably have to head out soon to catch up to them.
What if they kill him?
I find
We're going
that-
I don't even know if they can kill him, but what if they kill him?
I'm going to look at Triss. Do they possess such a capability?
Trish will sit there and go, "It's possible, but given Iron being a very strange, special case, maybe not. I don't really know. I haven't been associated with him for..."
Plus, they will undoubtedly be distracted by his inane ramblings. That will buy us time.
In aside, so you guys like potatoes? Because I like potatoes. I stored potatoes in my skull night and day. It's right. Do you ever stop talking?
They just go up in a cart, toss him in. I couldn't hear myself think with this one. It was all potato this and old potato that.
Take him back. They send him back.
Our very own Flying Dutchman.
Yep.
Anyway, allow my associates to take you two inside.
Harold, if you're going with him, I'll give both. I'll give Uncle Quincy the arm. Sly aside.
Lazuli, give me a deception check to see if you could say the B word under your breath.
Okay. I'll tell the bard to lie.
If anyone has to, you're our best chance.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Yeah, you don't think anyone heard you. Nobody that wasn't supposed to know heard you. And
Give.
Would you all please stay behind? I would like to see to this myself.
Fine, but if you see the mayor, tell her I said hi and...
If you aren't
Tell her
back
to
in
drop
2
by.
hours, I'm coming out to look for you regardless of what everyone else says.
Very well, Harrow, I will tell her, but I just want you all here. Should they come back, you will all have our best chances that most of us are still here. And if they do come back, give them hell.
I'm gonna walk in and look for Bull.
Sirac's gonna pat Lazuli on the head before we're heading out. I won't be long.
all right. So Sirac, you'll leave. Harrow, you are going over to Ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Ball.
Okay. And Ball will look at you and say, "Ah, yes, you're back. Now about this arm.
I'm gonna look around. The blacksmith's not here, right? At the moment.
You do not see dirt.
Alright, I'm gonna hand him the arm. I'm gonna say, there's a name on this. It says Alyssa. Who is she and what's her connection with this arm?
Oh, dude, if you want Durnan, just shake a bag of hammers.
Just shake the bag.
No.
It's like shaking catnip. He'll come.
He'll kind of look at you, kind of tilt his head to one side, give you a slight smile. And why do you want to know?
I'm gonna pull out my gauntlet. I'm gonna go because I found this from the Black Legion, and this is the same name. So I want to know the connection and what you have to do with it.
Well, I mean, I don't really have anything to do with them. I mean, if you remember, they just kind of look at the princesses and just kind of hunch closer to you. They kind of put me in a bubble and took.
I want to know who Alyssa is.
Oh, there are a dime a dozen smiths skilled, I guess. So maybe she dabbled in. You just kind of squint at the gauntlet. Siphoning human life to make weapons.
That right there. The siphoning human life to make weapons. So does that mean that these two things were made using human lives?
Well, as far as I can tell, one of them was.
Okay. And do you know anything about her, or?
Just a name in passing. I mean, the old crotchety Smith won't shut up about her.
Yeah, because it's his sister.
Can I ask him about it?
Ball or Durnan?
Durnan.
You don't know where Durnan is right now.
Where is Durnan?
The old Smith? He, well, after he woke up from getting knocked out, I think he went into town to go get metal, I think he said.
He's in town.
I assume so, unless he got it.
Sirac is going.
Yeah.
To go take care of Iron?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't know if your funny skeleton man is exactly in town. The church in town is just a branch, more of a soup kitchen.
But it's
I'm pretty true, it is close, but given the direction that those paladins were going, they weren't heading back to prosperity.
Wes is just gonna kind of walk away and walk upstairs.
Okay.
With like kind of a pouty face.
And Leslie, as you walk upstairs, you see Iron, but you see him as a skeleton just sitting there, slumped against the corner, lifeless.
She's just gonna kind of stand frozen in confusion and go, guys?
Oh, did we forget to mention? Paul will yell up. They had a device. Don't really know what it was, but kind of sucked the. I don't exactly know what he had, but it sucked something out of him.
What? You said they. But.
He didn't say that. That was a connection Sirac made.
Yep.
So wait, they didn't take the body. They just took the essence, the whatever the.
They took his soul?
I guess. If you want to call what he had a soul.
Well, I don't know what else to call it.
There's a couple of words I could say that none of you would understand, but that's fine. So,
I'm
sir.
just gonna keep walking back up to her space.
So, Sirac, you have reached the gates of prosperity. It's exactly how you remember it. Bums here, bums there, drunks stumbling around. And you look around and you see the mayor out on, well, I guess you would call it the mayor building. It looks like shit. And she sees you, and, she waves. But she goes back to whatever business she's doing.
Pardon me, Miss West.
Yep. She's gonna. Well, you're talking to the mayor, so she's gonna go. She'll go. So, oh, hey, you guys are back. I stopped by maybe 3-ish days ago, but you guys went around, and your barkeep told me you left.
We had a gathering to attend. Quite a ways from here.
Yeah, that's what they said. New Langford is a bit of a hike.
No kidding. Could you point me toward the church's outfit in town?
Oh, yeah. She's going to point to probably the nicest looking building in Prosperity. Still shitty, but nicer than everything else. Yeah, right there. Why, you a praying man now?
No, but you might hear some very loud praying in the coming moments.
Oh.
Harrow says hello. And he's going to start walking off
And
towards the
she's
building.
going to squint and she'll go, okay, Adam! that's what you're going to hear. She just yells Adam.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
So, Sirac, what would you like to do?
Well, make my way into the church first and foremost.
All right, so you make your way in, and inside there is one clergyman and I suppose more of like a Father Abbot type figure at the end of the church at the altar, just kind of praying. The clergyman will look at you and say, "Oh, I see. Have you come to join the service? You're a bit early. We haven't started yet."
Surprised he's
There's a
not
lock on the door.
Oh no, you just walked right in.
That's not what I asked.
Oh, a lock on the door.
Is there a lock?
No.
Sarek's just going to close the door behind him. Which one of you gentlemen happens to be in charge of this outfit?
The abbot character down at the end will stop praying and he'll stand up and kind of look at you from the far end of the room. That would be I, my good sir, and he will probably put his specs on. I am currently overseeing this branch. How can we assist you? Would you like to stay for the service?
Your one-armed paladin.
One-armed paladin. Oh, you mean Mr. Marston? Yes, he was
Where could I locate him?
Why do you wish to discern Mr. Marston's whereabouts?
Are you sure you want the answer to that question? Think carefully, as knowledge is a path you cannot backtrack from.
Give me an intimidation check.
And do, Chief. Well, it's not amazing at all. That's an 8.
8.
Which makes sense. He's just kind of calmly talking.
He's gonna kind of look at you, kind of. I don't know. This is really interesting. I don't think I can discern you the location of one of our head paladins. I mean, we're just coming asking for him. What if you want to kill him? What if you want to do him harm? He does great work for the church.
He has done my establishment and many of my associates harm. I wish to speak to him about his ill-tempered assault.
And who exactly are you, and who are you affiliated with?
Does that matter? I thought you were men of righteous gods, not men of discerning who or what to attack.
I mean, I'm not in charge of that. I'm just a humble abbot that oversees this branch. We do soup kitchens here.
Precisely, which is why I am calmly asking you, where may I find Mr. Marston?
He's gonna sit there and he's gonna look at you and what exactly did Mr. Marston do precisely? Besides apparently doing your associates a disservice?
Took a hole in our tavern for one and injured several of our staff. Last I checked, damaging a place of innocent business is not typically what a holy man seeks to do.
Well, I don't know his exact whereabouts, but last I heard and last I had spoke to him, he was on his way to the main branch. This was a pit stop for him.
And where is your main branch?
Well, we do have a main branch located in Langford. We have a branch located in Brest.
And which one does he frequent?
I mean, considering the names he brought up when we spoke, he probably went to the one. If that helps you.
Significantly. Thank you for your time and your cooperation.
This man is very nervous of you. And you take your leave.
Yeah, so Eric's just gonna, hasn't even walked towards him from the door. Just turn around, open the door. Have a lovely service.
And as you're coming out of the door, Mayor Wild is there, and she will look at you and just go, "Am I going to have to get blood out of the carpets?"
Oh, no, it thankfully did not resort to anything so messy.
So, did something happen, or?
Yes, one of their captains assaulted our tavern while we were away, damaging several of our staff and putting a hole in our wall, as well as kidnapping one of ours.
Oh my. Righty-ho then. Do you know where they went?
Oh, the abbot's wishy-washy nature was mildly frustrating to navigate, but I believe he is heading to Crest.
Oh, I do know some people there. I'll try and put a call out, see if I can find some things and maybe message you along the way, or send a message out.
I appreciate it. Thankfully, we happen to be heading there ourselves.
Really? What? I mean, well, I guess you have business there now, but what business do you have prior to all?
Let's say the party didn't go well, and we ended up picking up some very high-profile clientele that asked for an escort.
Okay, I will try no more. Good to see you. By the way, did you get buffer?
Good day to you, man.
So back at the tavern. Anything anybody would like to do?
Leslie's sulking.
Okay, you are sulking. Torval,
Do you have
Harold?
enough stuff in stock to make it the drink?
Paxton will just kind of look at you, sigh, and go, well, I think I can scrounge something up for you. Man, I've missed you asking me that. I know it's only been about 6 days, but after the hell we had to put up with those damn paladins, this is a nice change of pace. And he's going to start mixing the drink.
I hope that once we get through to him, we won't have too many people assaulting the tavern.
And as Torval, are you still downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're all sitting there, and you gave Ball the arm, yes, Harrow?
No, I was about to hand it to him though, so I'll just hand it to him.
So Ball will say, oh, and there was something that I did forget to mention.
Well, do tell.
Well, it might be probably the only reason as to why they didn't, as you say, burn this place to the ground. Do you remember when he's just kind of snide eye look at Triss, was able to figure me out relatively easily.
Did they
Thankfully, go ahead.
Did they recognize you?
Well, one of them did. Thankfully, he didn't notice he'll just, with his one arm, predicament.
I thought you were supposed to be good at disguises.
Okay. And he's going to look at you and he'll stand up and kind of walk over to you. He looks kind of annoyed. Well, I would like to see you be good at disguising when you're missing a part of yourself, the part of yourself that you need to do those disguises. And the two princesses are just watching this.
So
and I don't quite know how this whole charade works. I don't exactly know what's been done to me. I'm still slowly figuring that out myself. But he's just going to look at the princesses, and he's going to lean into you, Torval, and go, well, I suppose we have a problem. You have a paladin problem.
I mean, Honestly, paladins, they're kind of like. I guess I'm kind of familiar with the sort of work they do because there's some overlap with my profession, but they sort of go about in a different way. So it's not always. I guess I'm not always the biggest fan.
And with that, I'll say, Sirach, you've made it back.
Okay.
So, and you come to the tavern, you see Ball and Torval having a very close conversation.
Yeah,
And he's gonna step.
Just try to do my work without bothering anyone.
And
I think they do the same.
Ball will step back and say, "Yes, and that arm, if you will, I'm going to need it."
I'll look at Harrow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I gave it to you. Here you go.
Oh, okay. So you give it to him.
I thought I was giving it to him when he started saying all this.
Okay, so he will take it and he'll start slowly attaching it. And while he's attaching it, he's slowly going to make his way upstairs. Leslie, you hear him coming upstairs, and then you hear him opening, because all the NPCs have their own room. So Iron had a room kind of closest to yours. You hear him going into Iron's room.
I mean, I'm still just gonna stay in my room and, well, no, actually, I'm gonna, like, really quietly go up and peek and see what he's doing.
So you see Ball. He opens the door, he goes in, and just scattered about this very messy room of different experiments and whatnot. There's 3 kind of glowing blue, kind of teal blue crystals on the table, and he takes them, puts 2 in his pocket, takes the 3rd one, and then sticks it in the arm.
Okay.
So that's what you see. Would you like to do anything?
I'll probably just, like, really quietly say, like, I hope it feels better that you got an arm back.
He'll are you peering through the door or?
Yeah, she's like peeking through the door a little bit, but she kind of poked out a little more to say the thing.
Yeah. And he'll turn around and see you and say, well, it is a start. He'll kind of walk over to you and get down on one knee and say, I am dreadfully sorry for what happened. I know the funny bone man meant a lot to you.
Funny bone man. It's not your fault. I'm sure you're not allowed to do much considering how restrictive our contract is. It's not like you were expected to do anything. But I appreciate this.
He'll stand up and say, I wish I could have done more. And with that, he will walk back downstairs.
Leslie will go back to sulking in her room.
So as for the rest of you, what would you all like to do at this point?
At this point, I would like to drink the shot.
Okay, you drink. Give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Building up a tolerance.
Yep.
18.
18. All right, you drink the drink like nothing.
See, this is
water.
This is the big brain. Eventually, you'll beat the big bad of the campaign by reenacting that scene from The Princess Bride.
I poisoned them both. I just grew a resistance to it.
The final encounter of the campaign is you fight the big bad by challenging them to drink the drink.
Yes.
Whoever can keep their alcohol better gets to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
I want something to eat. Fish.
Okay.
Fish cook.
You want fish to cook you a meal?
I want to see what fish can cook.
I mean, fish can cook just about anything except potatoes.
I mean, he
I
can
wanna
cook
know
them.
what
He just
food
doesn't
is
want to
that.
cook them.
Yeah. So fish will cook you. It's about lunchtime, so he'll cook lunch, is what he'll make. And Trish is sitting in the doorway of the tavern, kind of looking at, the different people of the tavern, their injuries, their bandages. She'll see the hole in the wall, and she'll just kind of sigh and go, John. And she will walk over, pick up a chair, set it upright, sit down, and she'll look at all of you and say, I'm going to make the broad assumption that you're going to want to get back at him for this.
We can discuss our plans for any possible retribution at a later time. For now, everyone sit, get what you need, relax. We won't be doing much of it for long. And I'm just going to go over to the bar and Paxton, something light, if you would. Ale, if we have it.
Yeah, I've got ale. I've been brewing it. The last of my supply kind of got smashed up, but you know me, always brewing. You working out?
I've been getting that a lot recently.
Yeah. You just kind of look at your biceps, and he's kind of impressed. What can you lift with those guns? He's gonna start pouring you a drink.
Oh, half of a collapsed roof.
That's funny. And he'll give you the cup.
He wasn't joking.
He just watches you drink it.
To be fair, she didn't say that.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yeah, he just kind of watches you drink it, and you don't even make any emotion to him. He's just like, right. And Nasser and Nestra, who are sitting over by the stairs, kind of watching what's going on. And Nasser will say, well, you guys certainly are interesting.
I'd like to go home now.
Help yourselves to the food if you like.
Oh,
Sorry, we don't have a dedicated plate room or whatever you might have in your home.
no, we usually just use plates and get it ourselves. And Fish is gonna come around. He's made some chicken. Just realized there's. He will make chicken for everyone else. For Harrow, he will make you a steak.
I'll accept it.
You'll accept it. The chicken.
No, I'll accept the steak. I don't want to eat it.
This-
Chicken.
That's what I say. So he'll just kind of come out and just go, he'll look at all of you and say, so when are we getting vengeance? My ladle thirsts for blood and pain.
Ladle.
Can we get you like a big fork or something? It might be better for an offensive attack.
He's just
Kitchen
gonna
knife.
squabble
Kitchen.
onto the bar and go, ow.
Archie,
Oh, what?
we can get him a kitchen gun.
Kitchen gun.
Here, wait. I think I still have it.
No, I know exactly.
Keep
what
going.
Look at the kitchen gun.
Hold
Yeah.
on, I'll find it for you, man. Don't worry.
He's gonna say, my ladle yearns to bathe in the blood of my enemies.
I full-heartedly believe it. If they come back, your ladle will get fed the blood. But you gotta stay here.
Yeah,
I know. I just want to be able to fight as good as you guys.
And
There you
for
go.
what reason do you desire such a thing?
Well, I mean, you guys are always going out and boom and pow. And then there's that one time with the bug dude where you were like, wham, wham. And then Torval was like, I'm on fire. And he tackled him. And oh, it's cool. I want to light myself on fire sometime.
Kitchen gun.
God damn it.
The flattery is appreciated, but let me rest assured, as cool as it might seem on the outside, our work is extensively dangerous and quite stressful.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait, Leslie's in there. Fuck. I have to say, a child can do it.
Yeah. Fish will say,
Well,
I mean, a child who's been forced to run her entire life. She wasn't really given a choice in the matter.
well, maybe someday I'll be as strong as you. I mean, I can dream.
I'm not saying it isn't possible. I would recommend starting.
Level 20 fish.
I would recommend starting with some light push-ups if you're going to attempt a build as mine.
Sounds like a surefire way to get swole and stacked.
I hate it.
With time and persistence.
Stacked? Like pancakes?
I'm gonna start a diet of nothing but protein and pumping iron.
If that is your decision,
and you're going to see him just rush back into the kitchen and start cooking.
Fish is gonna become a barbarian. I'm so proud.
That would be amazing.
So for the rest of you, you've eaten your meal, you've had some time to wind down. Loretta and Digby are about halfway finished with filling the hole, and Darden steps in the door, and he's got a sack. Looks pretty heavy.
Sack of hammers.
Could be a sack of hammers, you don't know. He got a sack, and he's struggling with it.
What have you got there?
Sarak's just gonna walk over. Would you like some assistance?
He's gonna look at you and go, oh, it's you. No, I'm good. And he's gonna look at you here and go, you, no touch.
No,
That didn't answer the question.
It's metal. I need it to forge weapons.
How?
weapon.
Could you possibly try to forge something like my clock?
If you show it to me, maybe.
You basically take a spear and chop half of it off.
I'm gonna hand him. Well, I'll pull out my yeet claw and show it to him.
And he's gonna sit there and go, I tried, and you see he's got bandages wrapped around his head. I tried my best to fight those holy boys. I got knocked out.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. I got outnumbed.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Not your fault.
Sark, you do remember that you did take that medallion that wizard was working on?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I did.
Yep, you did. So you were planning on showing it to Iron, but he's not here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the bar.
All right, you go back to the bar. So at the time has passed, Dernan is now, well, from what you can see from his heavy sack, it's full of like pots and pans and silverware and shit. And Trish will just kind of. So, what do you all think we should do about this paladin situation?
I mean, we're going in that direction. Well, do we know where they are? Did Sirach tell us?
Sarek has not said anything yet.
Okay. I mean, we gotta figure out where they are, right?
And Trish will say, Sarek, did you find anything on your short excursion? He's just going.
Well, how terribly fortunate for us. The main branch frequented by our dear one-armed captain happens to be in Cress.
Oh, goody. And Trish is going to sit there and just go, now, as much as I would like to come with you guys, I think I should stay here for two reasons.
You are under no obligation.
One, they'll recognize me immediately. And two, I kind of think somebody needs to stay and guard this place.
Do you have a way of contacting us if shit goes south?
Well, I probably would have asked Iron for something like that. But, I don't know. Leslie, you're not downstairs, are you? You're up.
I'm still upstairs sulking.
Didn't Leslie get some paper that can send messages?
Where is Leslie?
Ball will say, she's upstairs, sulking, and you see him just kind of messing around with the new arm, which has kind of a strange, magical, glowing sheen to it now, which is something it didn't have before.
I'll go bother her. I'm gonna go knock on Leslie's door.
Are you doing that right now?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't get a response.
Hello?
The door's unlocked. It's like you just walk in.
Can I come in?
Harrow, if you're here to try and steal my spot again, you're not allowed.
No, I can just sleep in the chimney. We have some information on where the dudes are at, and you should probably come down.
There's a moment of like quiet, and then you hear some like clicking noises. And then she opens the door and just kind of like looks at you and then walks down.
I thought the door was unlocked.
Did you open it to speak, or were you still just speaking
I was
through
just
it? Because as
speaking
far
through
as
the
I knew, you
door.
were speaking through it. Yeah, so she opens it and then walks through. The clicking noises are
There we
from
go.
her feet hitting the floor because she doesn't wear shoes because she's got dragon feet.
Okay, I was just about to ask what the clicking sound was. Alright, then I guess we'll head
She
down.
just wears like bandages on her feet because it's easier than trying to find shoes, let alone shoes for her kinds of feet and ones that would fit her ever-growing ness. Anyway, she walks back down. She just looks really downtrodden. What did you want?
Are you saying that to Harrow, or are you going downstairs and saying that?
I went downstairs and just kind of said it.
Trish will say to you, that paper that you got that can send messages, would you mind leaving a piece of it here in case I need to send a message out to you guys?
Did I get multiple?
Yes, you have a stack of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could spare one or two. She just kind of like rustles in her pocket and pulls out it was like a folded, or no, it was rolled up. She
Yeah.
unrolls it and takes two sheets up. Rolls it back up, puts it back.
And Trish will say to
It's
you,
okay.
I'm sorry about what happened.
It's not like you could do anything about it either. I don't know why you're all sorry.
So with that, Anastra and Anestra will kind of stand up and they will say, so do you guys want to hang around here? Maybe get going?
Do they teach tact in your household?
She'll just kind of quietly sit down and say nothing.
I'm sure they just want to go home. Can we at least spend one night here before we go?
Anestra will say, yeah, I'm sure we can manage.
We have extra rooms for visitors.
So do any of you want to do anything or
Leslie just goes right back up to her room.
Okay.
Can I head into Prosperity and see if there's anything happening down there, or would that be you?
I mean, you're more than welcome to.
I'm going in town. Does anybody want to go? I'm just gonna go into the main area and say that, like, would anyone want to go into town?
I'll go ahead into town.
Okay.
Alright. Then, yeah, I'm gonna head
So,
on the way to. Yeah.
and Arrow go into town. And so much of what Turek had seen before, drunks, bums, running around, may or nowhere to be seen this time. What would the two of you like to do?
I'm gonna just sort of stop by my old stomping grounds.
Yes, the trash depository.
Yes. You know, nostalgic reasons.
It's garbage.
Excellent.
Yeah, your garbage hut, surprisingly, is still there with all the garbage you remember.
No new
So
garbage.
why do you live
or just-
in the garbage?
There's some new garbage, but the old garbage.
You know, it was there.
Okay. But I mean, there are plenty of houses and random places getting destroyed. I mean, I'm sure you could have.
Doesn't that cost money?
So, while the two of you are sitting there talking, debating about garbage houses and whatnot, Torval, you see some unwanted rustling coming from your garbage hut.
What's that? He just sort of walks up. Who said you could use that?
He's just like angry, get off my lawn.
Basically.
So you investigate?
Yes.
Alright, so you walk up to your old garbage hut and you kind of try to look inside, and when you're about to look inside, your face is booped and licked by a snoot.
Am I seeing this right?
Yes, well, you're there.
Okay, so I'm seeing this dog. Oh, what?
Is it a doge?
It is a dog.
It's the Doge.
Oh.
Is that your friend? Do you have those? Well,
from
before
guessing-
us?
Though.
I'm guessing I have not seen this dog before.
No, you haven't seen this dog. If you want, you can give me an investigation check to try and discern more about this dog.
Okay then. really good at those. Geez, 25.
All right. So, from what little you can see of this dog, just the snoot coming out to, it's very, very dark. The fur is like jet black to the point where it's like blending in with the shadows. Yeah, that's a very peculiar looking dog.
That's weird. Is there any... Is there some sort of check I could make regarding supernatural entities that would tell me something about a dogs with jet black fur, or do I think this is completely mundane?
I think that's mundane. It's just a strange fur coat for a dog.
Because there's some fey legends of, like the Black Hound or what have you.
No, this is just a dog with very dark fur.
Just sort of scritch him.
Upon, reaching into your old garbage truck to scritch him, he'll kind of come out and, dark fur, yellow eyes, very pointy ears, and he'll just kind of look at you. Very friendly dog.
I will reach into my coat and see what I grab.
You're gonna reach from the coat?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty, so you pull one of the pouches off of the coat, and you get a cake.
Is it chocolate?
You don't know.
I sort of...
It is vanilla.
I will offer the cake to the Doge.
Soldier will sniff the cake and just... And it will sit down and it will look at you expecting more cake.
Harold's gonna walk up and just go, hold on, did you just pull out a cake?
Apparent looks like. I don't know what's in this thing.
Oh yeah, because we got it at that shop.
Quinn, you have 7 more uses of that.
Okay, I'll mark that down.
Yep.
Andrew, when you have a second, check your DM real quick.
Okay.
It's no rush.
Can I pet the dog?
Yes, you can pet the dog.
Do I need to make any rolls, or am I allowed to just pet the dog?
No, you can pet this dog. It is very friendly.
I'm going to do my best to not poke the dog with my claws as I'm petting. I'm going to just pet.
Alrighty. Would the two of you like to do anything else, or?
Are you doing anything with this dog?
Hi.
I'll sort of turn to leave and just sort of look back at the dog and go like,
And the dog is just gonna follow you because you still have the cake.
Jet black dog? You mean a jet black cat with yellow eyes?
Do you lead this dog back to the inn?
Yeah, I yes I do.
Okay. You see Torval and Harrow coming back to the inn with a dog. And Torval is slowly feeding it cake. Yeah.
I'm just gonna look back at Paxton and inch the empty mug towards him.
He'll refill it without question. And,
Oh, you know what?
Oh, go ahead. What is it, Matt?
Stark, you went to the church, right? So you went past the soup kitchen and all that.
Yes.
How are they doing over there? I forgot to go and check in when me and Torval went out.
They were preparing for a service. Everything seemed in order.
Okay.
So Torval, once you run out of cake, the dog is going to start like sniffing around. Just
I mean, I'll sort of like spread the code out and like invite him to sniff to see that I don't have any more.
he'll look at you and then he'll sniff and he'll start sniffing towards the stairs. And he's going to start going up the stairs.
I'll follow.
And he's going to come across Iron. And he's going to look at the skeleton and go,
That's not a toy. I can get
and
you.
he's going to grab the clear nearest bone and just.
I'm gonna run up and pick him up. Pick up the dog.
Pick up the dog.
I'm gonna pick up the dog.
Give me a strength check. This is not a small dog.
Yeah, careful with that.
Leslie, you hear commotion between two bumbling people.
9!
A 9? Yeah, you try to grab this dog and it is just.
I come out to see what's going on and see a dog chewing on iron, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Sounds like.
Leslie's gonna run up with the sword still in her hilt and go, "No, bad doggy!" and like smack him on the nose.
I imagine.
No, it's still in its hilt.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Or not the hilt, the
scabbard,
sheath.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's still protected.
you're just gonna smack this dog and he's gonna stop. He's gonna look at you.
That's my friend. Stop it.
He's gonna sniff Iron, and he's gonna sniff you, and he's gonna.
What, like me or iron?
He's gonna lick you.
Don't eat my friend.
I'm gonna look in my room to see if I have anything suitable as like a chew toy. I mean, I'm not sure what I have in there.
You find like, I guess the equivalent of a wooden stick.
All right, I'll just bring that out and give it to the dog.
And you give it to the dog, and the dog just goes.
Yeah. I found this guy out where I used to live. Figured it was a sign, I guess.
A sign.
I don't know.
I mean, I know I'm the kid around here, and it's more expected for me to be bringing home random animals and begging to keep them, but this is kind of weird. This is a big dog.
Yeah.
He was living in a garbage hut.
Can I like check to see how well taken care of this animal looks?
Sure.
Like if it looks like a stray or
medicine?
someone owns this thing.
Yeah, you can give me a medicine check.
Okay, I'm decent at those. Decent, I'm actually pretty. That's one of my better ones. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22.
Yeah, this dog, except for, it hanging out in the garbage, is relatively well taken care of. Very nice fur. Very large, muscular-looking dog.
You just led somebody's dog to our house.
Is there a collar or anything?
No, but someone definitely owns it.
I mean...
And as you guys are talking, the dog just sits down and looks at all of you. Just as you're talking, he just keeps going back and forth, just watching you talk.
I think you should take it back to town so it can find its way back home.
I mean... Do you know who...
What if it just goes back to the dump and stays there?
I'm a little scared that it might be one of the collection agents.
The dog?
Yes.
The dog is a collection agent.
No, it's owned by one.
I mean...
does one of you want to help me look for this feller's owner, if it has one?
No. I barely
Ball is-
feel safe leaving
Ball is going to get up
town
and
yard.
hear all of you mumbling. What's this about a dog?
It was,
Leslie just points to the dog.
Ball's going to look at this dog and just kind of glare at it. Oh.
something funny.
Oh, no, I was just remembering a funny joke. Yeah, that dog's not from here.
What does that mean?
Is it a demon or something?
Oh, no, it's not a demon. It's just a regular dog. And he'll go back down and sit at the bar.
Uncle Ball's had a screw loose ever since you gave him that arm. Did you put drugs in it?
Why would I put drugs in the arm?
I don't know, to see what happens? Isn't that why anyone does anything?
How to drug your Uncle Ball.
You put drugs in his arm that he then attaches to his body. It makes sense.
And when he attaches it, the drugs go in his body.
Sirac, I'm assuming you're still drinking.
Yeah, just normal ale. Yeah, not at a
I'm
particular
gonna-
pace.
I don't care what you do with the dog, as long as it doesn't stay here too long or eat iron anymore.
I mean,
I don't know if we should let the dog out because now that it's been here, I don't want it taking someone here. If we can let it out, it might find its way back, and who knows, might follow it.
And as you guys are still talking about this dog, Trish is going to come from outside back inside, and she's like, I heard. She looks at the princesses. Quincy laughing. Did something happen?
Leslie
Oh.
points at the dog again.
She looks up the steps. A dog? Where did you find a dog?
in the dump.
And you brought it back here?
That's what I'm saying.
Is there not?
The
It was
weird
his
thing is that
own.
it isn't a street dog. Someone really owns this thing.
Not someone from here, according to, you know.
Harold
Uncle
whispering to you,
Quincy, say it with me.
Quincy.
Trish is going to walk up the stairs and look at the dog and look at, the three of you.
I don't want to keep it. Don't look at me like that.
I don't think we should let it go now that it's been here.
I can speak to this dog.
You what?
Tell nobody about this.
Oh,
Understood.
I'll just sort of like gesture.
So she will kind of
It's my dad.
and you will hear Trish make a series of kind of weird barking, growling noises, followed by the dog going. And it's a very strange sight to behold of just Triss making weird noises, the dog barking back. You're very confused.
I'm just gonna glance up the steps and start moving the mug towards Paxton again.
He's without any behest, he will just refill it. And Trish will then stand up from her squatting position and she will say, "This dog is lost."
Oh, does he know?
Or at least he says he's lost.
Does he know where he came from? Who owns him?
He said that he was pulled through a door, a portal. He's not quite sure. And he ended up in the garbage over in Prosperity. And ever since, he's been looking for his master.
Now he's got it. Queen's got it. Finally.
Quinn, right to the body,
Yeah,
buddy.
we're all kind of like, shit.
There's a reason I did that.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a reason I had my hand over my mouth for so long.
So she'll say, he's been looking for him ever since. He doesn't know anything on this plane of existence. It's all very unfamiliar to him.
Weird. Does he have a name?
He said his name is Sigurd. He also likes to be called Siggy.
Siggy.
Siggy?
Gotcha. Huh. Well, I guess if he doesn't know where his master is, it's unlikely that he comes to a random ass town like Prosperity. There's probably more chances he finds him if he comes with us, I reckon.
I think some pretty strange people come by our place. Maybe if we keep the dog here, the owner will show up eventually.
I mean, you're
We
not
can probably
wrong.
let the staff take care of him because he'll be fine. I mean, he looks fine now.
You're
We
not.
tend to run into trouble. What if the owner accuses us of stealing him?
I mean,
We'll put up lost papers and we'll ask people about the dog.
As you guys are talking, Sigurd pipes up and Trish translate. She says, well, she's just kind of translating for the dog. He says that his master is a very fickle man who doesn't really accuse anybody of anything. He'll probably be very happy to find me. That's what the dog said.
I mean, you wanna? As I'll sort of squat down, and like, you wanna come with us for the time being until you find your master?
Sigurd will just
Well, settle that. As far as I'm concerned, I think that's settled.
Isn't that amazing?
Okay. But you better promise he won't eat iron.
Oh yeah. I'll sort of point to the skeleton and say, "That's off limits."
Sigurd will kind of like just kind of do like a toss nod and then go back to. I'll say you rip the table leg off and give it to him.
Sure, why
You
not?
just start chewing the table.
We're gonna have to fix that at some point.
You didn't answer my question.
What was your question? Oh,
You saw.
oh, you're
you
fine.
answered, didn't I?
Yes, you may do that.
Okay, cool. You make me roll stealth or something, or just when we get to that?
No, you can just do it.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Trying to be low key about it because she doesn't know how people react. Y'all are unpredictable. Okay. Fair enough. Leslie will return to her room for the night, I suppose.
Okay.
I will allow Sigurd to sleep on my bed.
Okay. Sigurd will, without any arguments, no complaints, will just crawl up in your bed and kind of get close to the window. Like,
Of course, the dog likes the smelly one.
he's familiar to this type of setup. And he kind of sits there and kind of keeps watch. This is a very strange dog.
Huh. I sort of look at my conspiracy board, think about it,
Adds dog.
and just go to sleep.
Dog, and then just a post-it note of question mark, question mark, question mark. God damn.
Alright.
If you guys got nothing else to do, I'll say you spend the night. Nothing super eventful happens, other than just Torval, you were occasionally woken up by.
Sure.
And next morning, you wake up. Food
I
is
slept in the
served.
chimney.
Sigward
You slept-
strikes me more of
I slept in the chimney.
A boof.
Kind of dog. Yeah.
He is a boofer.
He's a boofer.
So you sleep in the chimney, and when you're woken up, Fish takes his ladle and just bangs the shit out of it at the bottom of the chimney.
Get out,
Okay.
I need to cook.
No.
Good morning. I'm going to slowly crawl out.
Is that a banshee? Let's go.
Yeah, is that, yeah, you just hear Fish's voice yelling through the chimney.
God.
I'm gonna crawl out.
I wouldn't know what.
I'm gonna
Sigurd
hand him a
thinks of
shiny feather and just be
You want to
like,
know what Sigurd thinks of Fish?
fish. Small.
I don't
lizard person.
I mean, you're welcome to ask Trish if she'll translate.
Oh, I was more like if he reacts at all when we go downstairs.
Oh, so Sigurd goes downstairs following you. He sees Fish, kind of looks at him. You see him kind of like,
What you doing?
and then go back to chewing on the table leg.
Sorry for interrupting that. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I'm just gonna hand him a shiny feather and just be like, how you doing?
You're giving a shiny feather to Fish.
Yeah, Fish.
He will take it, and he'll put it inside of a box he keeps in the kitchen full of the other shiny feathers you've given him.
You being a shithead. You just gave me the most shit.
I'm happy that he keeps them all.
What was that, Matt?
I said I'm happy that he keeps them all.
Well, maybe they're good for something.
I'm going to walk out of the kitchen and sit next to Torval with the dog.
Okay.
Leslie will come down. She's not as sulky, but she is kind of quiet.
Yeah.
And she'll just kind of like take a seat at the bar, pat her hands like, I didn't eat yesterday.
And upon you saying that, Fish will just toss out a big old stack of breakfast cakes, lumberjack style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I shall munch on those and eat through like chubby cheeks and thank you, Fish.
Making sure he makes one extra for our new guest.
Fish will make one and put it on the floor, and Sigurd will sniff it, kind of look at Fish and go, and then he'll just start eating the pancake.
Fish, you might want to feed that dog meat before it decides to eat you instead.
Why would a dog want to eat me?
Because it's a dog, it eats meat. And you're small and edible looking.
Sirach, what are you doing?
He comes downstairs and just sits at the opposite end of the bar from, as far down the bar from Uncle Quincy as
Uncle Quincy.
humanly possible.
So Uncle Quincy always sits at the far end of the bar in the corner, drinking sad and lonely and pathetic like he does. You find yourself over by the dog that is eating the pancake.
Just gonna glance down at it, carefully step over the dog and sit down at the bar.
And the dog is going to see you, sniff your thigh. You know, it's just going to sniff you, lick your thigh, and then go back to eating the pancake.
I'm just gonna quietly sit down. Same as yesterday, Paxton.
Paxton will be the same as yesterday. Anester and Esther will come down. And Esther will say, "This place is great. Kind of spooky."
Spooky? What made it spooky?
It was windy and creaky.
That's probably from the hole in the wall.
The hole in the wall. To which the hole in the wall is still being patched up.
Wind blowing through a big hole will make that kind of noise.
I'm gonna go up to the bar and ask for the drink.
The drink. You are given the drink. Give
The
me a
drink.
Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Holy shit!
So then that's
What?
20.
What, Matt?
It's an 8.
An 8 on both of them?
No, the other one's a 3.
Oh, okay, so
Oh,
you
God.
you drink the drink and you sit there with a smirk and you're like, yeah, I totally why am I on the floor?
Falls on the floor right next to Sigurd.
Falls right next to
Oh,
you. So Hera drinks a
I
drink,
see Cerberus!
falls on the floor,
3-headed dog!
starts seeing 3 heads on the dog. Sigurd, who's eating the pancake, looks over and sees Hera and goes,
no, eating my friends, dog.
Fried chicken.
and
Sir, I haven't done anything wrong. Please don't eat my soul, Cerberus.
he will do that and then go back to eating the pancake.
Oh. Harrow gives him flashbacks. He knew another bird person.
Not one this small and edible looking, though.
Sigurd kind of looks at Harrow almost as though he's expecting him to do something.
Why are you not in a maid outfit?
Why are you not cleaning?
But you don't really know what he's expecting him to do. And then Sigurd just starts barking at Harrow while he's on the floor out of his mind.
I'm gonna hand the dog a shiny feather.
The dog will look at it and be kind of confused. And Trish will come downstairs and she'll just say, why does the dog keep saying, why are you not cleaning on repeat?
Wow.
Excuse me,
Harrow is a constant.
Torvald? Is your dog racist?
Is your dog?
Wow.
I don't know.
Everywhere I go, people treat us birds like shit, make fun of us for being birds, and now your dog is telling me to go clean.
I don't think he was telling you to clean. I think he was asking why you weren't.
Exactly. Why am I expected to clean? Who
think that's
expects birds to clean? We shit everywhere.
I think that's technically worse.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We'll need to have some talks about that.
It's
I'm
like
gonna look
saying,
down.
oh,
Am I
Leslie,
still
you're a
wearing-
child. Where's your parents?
Am I still wearing my suit? I don't remember if I took it off or not.
I mean, you can still be wearing it. It is very dirty and very tattered.
No, I don't. I think I would have gotten changed by now.
And as you all are hanging out, eating breakfast, doing your morning routine, you hear at the door,
Uh-oh.
you hear somebody kind of small kicking the door. You know, I guess they can't open it or something. And you'll hear someone go, "Excuse me, I have a delivery to make."
God damn it.
I recognize that voice. Don't open the door.
Torval?
Don't open the door. Don't open the door.
Oh, Sarak's gonna open the door.
Sorry,
Torval
don't-
will look down at Sigurd and say, Siggy, kill.
Sigurd will kind of start looking back at you, and Triss will say as translation, he says, "That sounds like my master, but it's pitched wrong."
Huh, I guess that's a good clue.
And Surak, you open the door, and you see little old Spinereaper holding a heavy-looking basket filled with money, some kind of expensive-looking food, bottle of champagne, books and stuff. I'm making a delivery.
If you don't want to know what it's like to fly, turn around
Look,
and leave.
I'm sorry for what I did, alright?
My anxiety got the better of me.
All you had to do was shut up and do and just do what you were told.
I'm making a delivery at the behest of Max Milford. I may have lied.
Leslie's gonna hear this name and poke her head out.
And he'll say,
Oh, I saved that guy's life.
I may have lied that
Oh,
I
it's
was.
you.
He'll say, I may have lied that I was a delivery man.
And who did you rob to get all this?
I didn't rob anyone. I just went to the post office and I said, "Ha, name's Bim, the mail inspector." And they said, "Here, inspect this." And I did.
You committed mail fraud?
Why did you want to deliver it?
No, but I think he delivered it to the right place, so they're never gonna know.
Why did you want to deliver it?
Because
Why are you not turning around?
Sarak,
We don't need to kill him.
Did I say?
why did you decide to deliver it?
because I wanted to say sorry. I felt bad for what I did, truly.
I almost died because of you.
You were demanding. Come here. Come here. Well, you just screamed at my face. Come on.
I almost became bread. I don't want to be like that elf.
What do you mean, elf?
I almost got actually imprisoned because of you, sir. So I'd recommend you put that down where it is, turn your little butt around and walk away. Otherwise, this man's like 2 seconds away from squishing you. And I don't think you want to be a goblin pancake.
Fun story, I've actually been a goblin pancake before.
I don't want to know.
It brings back memories.
I don't
Get
wanna-
out.
He will put the basket down and just go, "That's an interesting looking dog." And the dog will look at him and go,
I think he wants to eat you. All the more reason for you to go.
Right then. I'll be on me way now.
Maybe he just expects him to clean.
he just kind of tugs at his shirt. I have to go find me Bread Hut. And he's gonna slowly he's going to back away looking at you, Sirach, not turning around, just maintaining eye contact.
Once he's left, I sort of look around and go, "The fuck's a bread hut?"
I'm just gonna close the door and go back to the bar.
Do you expect anything less from him?
No, you're just gonna leave it on the porch.
Leslie will pick it up.
Okay, so you'll go out and get it. Inside this gift basket, there is a pouch of money, expensive looking snacks, cookies, pastries, jerky, cheese, you name it.
There was like a letter anywhere?
There is a letter.
I'm going to pull that out and read it first.
Do you want to read it aloud or do you want to read it to yourself?
I'll read it out loud.
Okay. So, on this letter, it says, "Hello there. Greetings and salutations from Max Milford of the Milford Estate. I send this message and basket, please see attached, at the behest of an apology for I am dreadfully sorry for the events of the party and the explosive ending, explosive in quotes. To which he will say, I'd like to give you these things as an apology and a thank you, personally, for saving my life. Yours truly, Max Milford."
Leslie will toss the coin pouch to Sirach and then just start going ham on the snacks. I figure he'd either hold on to it or divvy it up evenly, and it's up to you, Ethan.
He makes no attempt to catch it. He just looks out on the ground, picks it up, and just sets it on the bar.
Are you going to open it?
No.
Okay. And lastly, as you're tearing into these snacks, Sigurd finishes up the pancake, comes over to the gift basket, and you looks at the gift basket and just goes,
You're a big dog. Can't you go hunting or something? We're in the middle of woods, you know.
Torval, have you taken him outside recently?
I mean, I just found him last night, so no.
Well, if anything is found on the floor, it will be you and Harrow cleaning it.
Leslie gestures to the
Why
open
am I cleaning it? It is
window.
You both brought it. It's both your responsibility.
I was just along for the ride.
You also decided to keep it, so
I just didn't think it would be a good idea to leave it in.
Be that as it may, you took responsibility for it. Now take responsibility.
Torval will sort of look at Sigurd and invite him to go outside.
Sigurd will
you want to go outside. Good job,
go
kitty.
outside, and Torval, you see him just run around, and then he runs around to the side of the tavern, and you remember that table that was lodged in a tree?
Yeah.
He's gonna run over to that, start biting on the leg, and go.
Oh, I mean, I guess it's not doing any good out here anyway. Still.
So with that, Trish will basically say, "So, what's in the pouch?"
Money.
Good question.
It was gold. I was thinking Sarak would do something with it, but guess he's not.
Are the
Just threw a
twins
mouthful of
that
food. I probably should have said that like I was speaking through a mouthful of food.
are the twins that worked on the wall still there?
Yeah, they're finishing up the finishing touches on the whole.
I'm gonna ask them if they want any kind of payment for fixing the place up.
They'll kind of look at you and say, "No, we don't really need any payment as of the moment. But I mean, if you want to throw some money our way for materials to, make this place a little nicer, we certainly can do that."
Hera, we're kind of low on gold ourselves.
I'll
Just saying.
How much
I'll
gold
give them-
do you have?
I have
I have
199.
one platinum.
202.
202.
They have like
I mean, to be fair, gold is pretty much $100 bills, so we're actually doing pretty okay.
Is anybody going to open the money sack?
I mean, I'm outside.
Leslie will walk over and open it up since no one else is, I guess.
Okay. Inside, you find 2,000 gold coins.
Leslie counts on her fingers. Oh, we could divvy that up pretty easy. Trish came with us, and Sarat came with us, and Gunir, do you need gold?
Gunir will look at the money and scan it and say wealth acquired.
I'm gonna take that as a no. Okay, so and Zurek and Torval and Hero and me. So that's 5, and we could each have 400 gold. Those of us that helped anyway.
Trish will say, "I don't need any money. I'm fine."
I gotta do the money or math all over again.
Agreed. Keep it for yourself.
I mean, you're the person that saved his life, so I think you should decide where the money goes.
Leslie just kind of stares at it like, I don't want to keep it all. That's a lot of money.
I mean, if you want to send some to the twins who just fixed the wall, I mean.
Well, I already fixed up the wall.
How much
yeah.
do you?
Exactly,
How much do you want? To fix the place up a little better, maybe make it less spooky, as the lady said.
Digby will kind of look around and say, "Well, all the supports need to be redone. Walls could definitely use a new finish and some sanding. He'll just kind of creak the floorboard. That could probably use some work. And what do you say, Loretta, for fine touches? Fine touches? I mean, we could do some artisans, craft work. We could hand do the molding, and we could make the
Well, I
doors.
don't think we should make the place so intimidating that normal people won't want to come here.
Oh,
We don't
so-
want it to look like what we saw previously.
So more of a rustic aesthetic?
Just something welcoming.
I think we can manage that. Digby will say down payment of 500 should probably be good.
Down payment. What's the full payment?
Well, depends on what we find. We'll see what we can do with the 500. We don't want to ask you for a bunch of money up front. Not really how we roll.
She'll move most of the money into her own pouch and then hand him the original one with the 500 gold left over.
All right. Anything you guys want to do? Because I'm planning on wrapping this up when you guys finally decide to head out.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Nothing I need.
And then
Nothing I need to do.
Leslie will go upstairs real quick, and there's a couple of rustling noises, and she comes back down with a pack and says, "I'm ready."
all right. Now, the final question that I will ask all of you before we wrap up is, who are you taking with you to Crest?
Fish.
I enter into nobody.
Okay.
I like the idea of bringing fish, but I want to see what everyone else is thinking as well and see if maybe there's other candidates that would fit it
The
better.
tavern needs its cook. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if it's immediately relevant, but we did just get a plot hook related to Durnan.
What's up,
we
Quinn?
just what?
I said we did just get a plot hook related to Durnan.
You keep breaking up.
I said
We
got
did just get a.
plot hook related to Durnan.
True.
I did want to ask Jernan if he got any work done on the Yeek Law. I asked him about if we could squeeze that in real quickly.
All right. So basically, you can all decide to take one NPC or no NPC, like Ethan said. So I'll leave that up to you guys.
I think we'll just leave everyone there for now. In my personal opinion, we're down one. Might as well leave it
Okay.
as is.
All right. So you will take nobody, and that's fine.
Sounds good to me.
Fish really wanted to bathe in the blood of his enemies.
He'll get his chance to.
He'd be the bloodbath, let's face it.
Yep. So you guys and the princesses and Siggy will all get in the cart and head off to Crest. That is where we will wrap things up.
Okay.
Fuck you, RJ.
Why?
I thought I was getting a new cool pet dog.
No,
You thought.
you know what they say about assumptions, Quinn?
Make an ass out of you and me.
You
Yeah.
thought you were getting a dog. I mean, you're temporarily getting a dog.
Yeah. True.
I mean, you know, he'll hang around. You know, you'll find his master. He'll probably reward you. I don't know.
We'll make the initial encounter with his master pretty interesting.
What was that? What's that, Quinn?
We'll make the initial encounter with his master pretty interesting.
He better
Yeah.
not bite my tail.
I'm going to keep the running joke of Sigurd looks at a small thing and just goes,
I'm surprised he doesn't want to eat Lazuli.
You don't look very appetizing to him.
No, fair
No.
enough. I am covered in scales.
I love that the bird races and keeps ramping up and up.
Well, that's for a very specific reason.
Yeah, there was a character that Sigurd knew that cleaned a lot,
And was an
who was an
arrow.
Eric.
Sigurd is a direct reference to a character from Waterdeep. Matt, if you probably weren't aware of before.
I know what Waterdeep is, but I know like nothing about it.
Okay.
Because I didn't watch any of it, and I think I
Well-
only saw like maybe
I'm not
one
gonna.
thing.
I'm not gonna spoil who Sigurd is connected to if you don't remember, because it would just be all that much better for a surprise. But
I feel like he might be able. I feel like they might be able to put 2 and 2 together.
I'm
I
sweating.
think I know, but I haven't watched any of the Waterdeep, so.
Ethan figured it out right away. Phoebe figured
I
it
figured
out.
it out right away.
Yeah, you just
I knew the second you said dog, I went.
hands over mouth, and then Quinn finally puts it together like, oh.
Yeah, it took me a moment.
I couldn't figure any of it out because I had no clue, but that's great.
That's okay. That's totally
forgot
fine.
you're-
If anything, that's probably better.
You're not really the type of DM to put random dog in the middle of town for no reason.
I think it's interesting that we went to town and just happened upon a dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
So